Good morning, dear friends. For anybody watching on the replay, I hope this finds you well. And I just decided to give a little attention to this channel and kind of document a few things I feel like I've been learning lately. And, just because I don't put out a video for a while or just because I'm kind of quiet doesn't mean that I'm not still pursuing the Father of all goodness, the source from which all blessings flow. It's just that I'm in a big learning curve right now. So it's a lot more of being quiet. It's a lot more of waiting upon the Lord, um, listening. And yeah, so that's how I would describe my pursuing and seeking the Lord as of late is that I'm waiting on Him, realizing that I have nothing to give Him. He has everything to give me. So Um, I did I thought about just recording a video, then I thought, well, I'll just put it on live. Maybe some friends will come by, but either way, I probably look tired because I am tired. I've been showing a lot of attention to my little business I've started up. And, it just takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of attention, a lot of thinking to get things like that going. And I think I've shared a little bit about that little jewelry business. Well, it's kind of a jewelry, knickknack, collectible, just a treasure chest. That's why it's called Misty's Treasure Chest. It's just full of whatever little treasures I find. I think I've shared a few little things about that, but I can't remember what I've shared. But it has come down to this for me in my life regarding work or regarding a job or regarding employment or regarding getting sick and having to go to a certain doctor, specialist, or coming down with some illness and having to go to the hospital. Um, really, just in any way and every way, it's like whatever circumstance I find myself in, I look for the person that the Lord might send across my path in that situation. It's meant to be. It's an appointment. You may only see that person for that brief few minutes in all your life here in this world, but there's a reason for it. So you see, for example, and this has just been a shift of perspective for me, a shift of thinking when it comes to these circumstances that come and touch me, whether good or whether bad. And the shift has been what's natural and normal when, let's use this for example, when all of a sudden my husband has come down with 18 kidney stones in 3 months. That did happen. And it was because of this medication he'd been put on. And we didn't know that that could cause kidney stones. So he had 18 of them in 3 months. So the natural tendency in being a human being, or a wife, or a woman, or just a human being, is to worry, right? Just worry to death and fear and feel overwhelmed and stressed with all that additional doctor's visits and the pain my husband was in and all this kind of stuff, right? Trying to figure out what was going on. That is the obvious of that situation. But here's the example and what I mean in every circumstance that comes to me. There's a lesson in it There is value to it. There is opportunity for growth and maturity in the Lord. Um, and sticking with that example, so a spiritual way to look at that terrible thing that happened to my husband with kidney stones would be that it took us to a certain urologist that we would have never been to. He's 40 some. He hadn't really had to see the urologist. But because that happened, you see, it's like the Lord just directed our paths that way. We had to go see a urologist because of what he had going on. And in going to see that urologist and him having to go in for get stents and a procedure, and it was a big rigmarole mess. But in that circumstance, I met a woman who now is connected to my life. She is beautiful and wonderful to me. Um, I would have never met her. It was my time to go meet this woman. And that blessing came by way of a terrible circumstance. I met her out in the waiting room. And I was actually talking to my friend Troy about this last night. I guess that's why it's a fresh example on my mind. I would have never met her, Miss Marilyn. And she's been a benefit unto my life. She's somebody I could call up at any time. If I needed something, if I needed to talk, she can do the same she can expect the same from me. And it was a wonderful gift of friendship that I received by way of that awful circumstance. And see, it was another proof to me that God surely does cause all things to work together for the good of those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. That's one little example. I could go on with so many more, but I hope that's enough of a little example that somebody might want to chew on and think about if it hadn't come to you like that. And see, by no amount of effort or discipline on my part could I have shifted my thinking in such a way. This is what I would call insight, revelation, understanding, a good thing from the Lord that came. You remember the scripture, it says, we are being renewed in our minds daily by the Holy Spirit. Remember that? Well, that means you're not going to keep thinking the exact same way you always have. And it can be scary. Good morning, Stitcha. I have never met you before. Welcome. I'm just sharing a little bit and feel free to, hang out and comment, whatever you'd like. I'm just sharing a few of my thoughts, and maybe everybody wouldn't agree, and that's just fine. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know why I got into that, but why did I get into that? Oh, yeah, I know why I got into that. A change of mind, a change of heart. The king's heart is in the Lord's hands, and like channels of water, he turns it whichever way he will. Your mind in the king's hands, he turns it whichever way he will. And it's a gift, and it's a good thing. And he broadens our understanding. He is infinite in understanding, and great is his understanding. And he shares that with us to help us through this life, to help us in any given situation. I only know that it's available to you. I only know it's yours for the asking. He said, whatever you will ask and you'll receive it. And y'all, so many times, more than any material thing I might need in this world, the greatest thing I need from the Lord is understanding to get me through this situation, to show me the right course of action here. to show me how to deal with this sticky situation, to show me how to financially make it at a certain time of my life, to show me how to comfort my child who's going through a hard time. I need understanding. I need insight, Lord. And ask, and you shall receive. And also, too, it makes me think of the scripture that says, if you lack wisdom, is that in James? Ask. It will freely be given unto you, you know? And so I I so I was as I was starting here this morning, I was talking about this little business, right? This little job. And that's what I got off on that for because my mind has been changed about work. Well, like I said, about everything really, in far as circumstances and situations in my life. But as far as work or employment or a wage that I'm trying to earn, hey, Natty. Good morning, darling. Just sharing some thoughts. As far as that goes, to me, I've come to the place to believe and recognize that it's never about whatever job I'm doing. It's never about that. Because for 8 or some years, I had a little cleaning business. And my life at that time was intertwined with my customers. And I shared in their troubles. I knew what they were going through. They shared in mine. And I dealt with that group of people for about 8 years. Well, I started saying, Lord, is there anything else I could do? Because physically, I just can't hardly take this anymore. It's hurt my body so bad. I'm getting older. All right. Nice. I hope you had a good time. Yeah, so it's like 1:30 there. 1:30 PM. I always have to figure it on my fingers. I'm not good at mental math. So anyway, yeah, so this idea came about. That's why I started my other little channel. It has got to do with jewelry, okay? But what I realize is it was time to go from that little group of people in my life to now another group of people. I had never heard of that. Hope it was good. Um, Sounds like it'd be fruity for some reason to me. But yeah, so now I'm being introduced into another group of people that the Lord has given me the opportunity to serve because that's why we're here, right? He was a servant unto the world, and he asked us to go and do likewise, to learn what that means, how to do it, find our place in this world, find our identity in him, and to go out and do our service, just like a dutiful servant. Wow, I was right. It is fruity. I don't know if I've ever had a martini. And so, yes, I have another group of people to serve. And on the surface, it may not look like that's happening. On the surface, it may look like I'm showing jewelry and trinket boxes and clothing and purses, and people are purchasing them, and it's a little business. That's what it looks like on the outside. But under the surface, spiritually, what matters is that it is an opportunity for me to maybe lift someone's countenance if the Lord gives me the ability to do so. Maybe sharing someone else's burden and trouble for a while. Maybe I've met this person, now they're on my mind, and I'm able to come before the Lord with my requests for them. Whereas 6 months ago, I didn't know that person, you know? Oh, okay, nice. Well, in case you didn't know, this is my, like, everyday life journal channel. So I've had it for about 2 years. Hey, Crystal. Now let's see, let me think. I guess he did talk about my Misty Journals channel, and I didn't really necessarily want that, but I don't care. It's fine. Or maybe I did talk about it. Y'all, my brain's foggy sometimes. But over here on this channel, which y'all are welcome to hang out or chit chat. Many times I have a panel and you come up. It's just where I share about my everyday life. And I'm just kind of going into about starting my other little channel, but I'm talking more about the spiritual implications of it. You know what I mean? To me. So y'all feel welcome. And I know I look a mess because I'm tired. Myra, good morning, sunshine. Thank you for the sunshine. Okay, what is your name, Stitchit? I know Crystal. I'm getting to know Crystal. I know Miss Myra. And Jesus' little soldier is Nat, my friend in UK. Uh, so yeah, I'm just kind of on here. I kind of vent. I I share little lessons I've learned. You know, go back and forth with my friends. Pam, okay. I can't promise I'll remember it, but I'm gonna try. I don't think I have any other Pams on any of my channels. So welcome to you. So yeah, the way I'm saying it is I have many opportunities every day that I don't even realize many times. And as far as the other channel and the jewelry and the trinkets and the clothes and the purses and you name it, how is it that one material item such as, let's say, a necklace could connect me to another human being that has a soul and has worth and is precious and they have troubles and they have pain and they have a reason here in this world. And one piece of jewelry, y'all, has drawn us together. Maybe only on one occasion, but maybe we'll connect again and again. And I have an opportunity to serve because I know that's why I'm here in this world, to be a servant. Yes. Yes, that's true. And it's opportunities, y'all. You know, it's our opportunities to do good, to be kind, to share in someone's load, their burden. And it's become to me, it's never about the job. It's never about the money. Money only lasts as long as you're here in this world. But it's about the people. You know what I mean? It's about the people. And, I just really ask. Actually, I was reading something about the other day about the scriptures talk about wine, oil that will strengthen a man's heart and gladden his face. And that really struck me. And I was asking the author of all goodness, I mean, who can describe the source of life and where all goodness comes from? I was just like, may I have some of this oil or this wine that I would be able to strengthen someone's heart and gladden their face. That makes me cry. Of course, I'm menopausal, so look over me. But I was just like, where do I get this oil? Where do I get this wine? Because I can't give it to anybody if it isn't given unto me. So I'm waiting to learn about that and see what comes to me, but yeah. How might I get some of this oil and some of this wine? Because I come across so many people that surely their heart does need to be strengthened, and surely their face does need to be gladdened, you know? And I can't attend to the whole world, y'all, and I wouldn't try. I can only attend to those who are right in front of my face. That's my opportunity, and that is what I want to do good in. Anyway, so that's a little bit about things I've been thinking about and starting a new kind of journey in earning a wage. It's not about the wage. The wage will come whether it comes through a gas station job or someone rich passes away and leaves me an inheritance or an unexpected health insurance rebate type of check comes, which has to me before. The wage will come, but what's way more important is the people that come. That's what I'm figuring. The people, you know. I don't know if that makes sense or sounds weird. I hope not. But I could give you some examples that used to frustrate me and make me feel so worried and anxious. For example, this car I'm sitting out here this morning in, because I just got back from post office. Y'all, when I got this car, my husband had lost his vision. He was legally blind for 5 years. Blind cane, you name it. Lost his job, lost the insurance. We lost both of our cars at that time because all I was doing was I had a little cleaning business, cleaning houses, and it was me, myself, and I. And these two wonderful people, again, I was asking, Father of all goodness. Some people call him Jesus. Some people call him God, Father, Lord. I don't know. He's beyond a name to me. And I said, we need some help. You know, I don't know what to do. And these two people came into my life and they knew about our situation and they wanted to buy us a car. And they said, whenever your husband gets his disability, because that takes a while, disability, which it didn't take that long for Legally Blind. That was a good thing. You can pay us back, a little a month, whatever you could do. So this car, I think it was $3,500, and it was a lemon from the day we got it. You know what I mean? Yeah, here in the South, we call things like that. It was a lemon. And I'd even told the car dealer, I said, now, here's what's going on. My husband can't see. I know nothing about cars. Please show me the car. If this is the amount of money we have. Please show me the car that would last me a while. And that, whatever. Yeah. I can't tell you how many thousands I've put into this car. I probably could have bought a couple. But here's the thing. This is just a little example. All right, so I got this car. I know nothing about it. It keeps breaking down every month. Two, three, $400. One time, had to get it towed. I was broke down on the side of the highway, and uh, I was getting so mad and frustrated with this car. But here's the thing. That's that's the That's what I could say about it. How frustrating, how aggravating, how I wanted to call up that car lot man and just cuss him out. How I was just crying because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have money, this, that, and other. That was just the surface of it. But now I've come in hindsight to figure out that every time that car broke down, I'd have to go to the same little garage shop out here with the mechanics over and over and over. And well, visiting them so many times, I became a good customer. And there was 3 men there. And one of them I barely knew. His son went up in school with my son, and they were in high school. And I hadn't talked to, and he raised his son by himself. I had known a little. The mom left. She got messed up on drugs and left a long time ago. So I knew that just a little bit. And his son and my son, when they were in elementary, were friends. And Jake had actually spent the night with Timmy a couple times. I don't remember. I think Timmy came over here and played this and that. It was when they was little. And so anyway, here we are, all of a sudden connected, seeing each other definitely on a regular basis. And there was a couple of times he said, well, let's go take it for a drive because I couldn't explain what was wrong with it. And we'd go take a drive and it would just be me and this man, Timmy's daddy, in the car. And we'd drive 20 minutes or so. And, one time in that car, this man started crying, talking to me about Timmy, who was having some problems. And he didn't quite know what to do. And he was a mechanic. Mechanics are usually hardcore, tough, greasy. And he started crying. And I just listened. I was riding the passenger seat. He was driving. And you see, in hindsight, I say it was meant for me to cross that man's path for a little while, a few months, a year, 2, whatever it was, ever how long his car's been being serviced. So what was a frustrating, hard, scary type of time? I said there was a deeper meaning to it. It was for a purpose that I was going to that old garage shop. It was for that man. And I don't know, y'all, maybe he just needed a listening ear. I don't know what it was. I can't figure it all out. So that's just what I'm just sharing a little bit about that. What is it that says? I don't know. Yeah. So everything's kind of become a gift unto me. It just has to be unwrapped. And the gift might come with this wrapping that's so ugly and scary. And the gift might come with a wrapping of the most rude person you've ever met. It might come through a sickness, the wrapping, the paper. But if you just sit with it a while, give it time, and really look what's inside the package. Some of y'all might not know I have a top denture. My teeth, during my pregnancies in my 20s, my teeth just, I don't know, they said I had soft teeth. And it just happened little by little over the years. One would chip, one would break. I didn't have the money for root canal, cap, crown, all this. And I would just pull it, right? Pull it, tell them pull it. And once you remove one, the one next to it's going to get a lot of air. It's going to get too much exposure, and it's going to start to deteriorate. And over the years, that started happening until it got to the point on this channel. If you go back just 8, 9, and a couple years before that, you will see me with, I don't know, I had 8 teeth remaining on top. I had the 2 front and 1, and I was little by little getting them pulled, trying to work on getting a partial denture. And finally, I just decided, I cannot take this pain and suffering and trauma of one tooth at a time. It's like my bones broke. You come home, they break your bone when they get that tooth out because it's traumatic, terrible. You come home and heal for 2 or 3 weeks. You go back, they break it again. I mean, that's what it was like. Finally, my mom was just like, that's enough. Let's get you two. Let's remove them all, get the denture and all that. So I had 8 teeth removed on top at one time. And right up until a few days before I had that and was able to get a denture, you can go see me and how I look. And that whole experience with the teeth, that's who wants that? It was affecting my health. It's not good for you. I was constantly with an infection. That drips down, it's just bad. So you see what a ugly wrapping that gift came in? But let me tell you what was inside through those few years. Oh boy, was I humbled regarding my appearance and what little vanity or pride I did have. That humbled me big time. Another thing it did was up until my teeth started becoming the way they were, and I was losing them to the point that it was noticeable and it was affecting me aesthetically in my looks. Without trying, y'all, if I ever saw anybody with really jacked up teeth, missing teeth, whatever, without trying, the first thought that came in my mind was, "Oh, they're a crackhead." Now I'm just being honest with you. It's just this channel, I do that, be very honest. I'm not proud of that, but that is just the thought that would come to me. Some of y'all might understand what I mean. And I didn't feel bad for having that thought. That's just what I thought because I didn't know that could be many other reasons a person's teeth might be messed up, missing, or whatever. And there again, you see, that whole years of my teeth coming to that point changed the way I looked at people, changed the way I judged people, changed the way I dealt with people because I learned a hard lesson of "N that ain't always what it is, and even if it is, what a pitiful situation." So the whole teeth thing, you know? I mean, it did so many good things unto me, though it came in an ugly wrapping. And yeah, it did bring me down a few notches. And as painful as life could be to me, I really do hope I can stay down lower, you know, I really do. And humbling and the lowering of the self comes through hard circumstances, I think. Has for me anyway. Doesn't come through pleasant things or, oh, I don't know that a prideful man could ever make himself humble. I don't think we have the power to do that. I think situations in life and circumstances have the power to do that. So, yeah, I don't know, y'all. Just a few things I'm thinking about. So I don't know what y'all think. But just as me sweating and standing on my head and hurting my knees, my back killing me, and just nasty, sweaty at the end of the day from cleaning houses. Wasn't about that. It was about the lessons I learned through it. I learned a lot of integrity through that. I don't know if I'll tell you this little story. I'm not in a rush. I got a few more minutes. But one time, I tell you this to tell you the second part of the story, but in order to tell the second part of my little story, I got to tell the first part, but I don't want to sound like I'm tooting my horn, but I got to tell you. So one of my cleaning customers was a pretty young mother. She had 3 children, like stair steps. and she was an X-ray technician. Yeah. And her husband did something, I can't remember. Oh, yeah, he mowed yards and had a lawn service. They had a nice house, they had a lot of things. Have a good day, Myra. I hope your company's good. I hope it's nice. Take care, darling. Thank you for coming by. Hey, hubby. I didn't know you was listening in. Yeah, it was tough. That Learn Well Tutoring of NC, you guys, that's my hubby, Mark, M-A-R-C. I only say that because he's my second husband. My first husband was M-A-R-K. How weird is that, y'all? And my husband now, his first wife when he was younger was named Trisha, and my first husband's girlfriend is named Trisha. I don't know, that's just weird, I know. You're lurking, huh? Well, you can stalk me any day. You can stalk me any day. Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm turning this off here. All right. So, young mother, yeah, okay. And I cleaned her house every 2 weeks. And so my prices were so very fair and really under what they should have been. And I did her great big house. Oh, the whole house was hardwood. So talk about a ton of uh, mini vacuuming and mopping, 2 bathrooms, and like I said, all these little kids. And I always would if I could. Sometimes I clean 2 or 3 houses a day, but I always would if I could. I'm so tickled you're here too, Crystal. Um, and Pam, and anybody new or anybody that's an old friend. I appreciate you. But anyway, oh yeah, whenever I could, if I was doing good on my time, and some days just went like a dance. You didn't miss a step, you didn't backtrack, and you just did, you were on it. You're on your game, you got your music going. And some days, sorry about the loud noise, y'all. She always had 2 or 3 loads of laundry. And some days I'd start a load as soon as I got there, try to fold it and try to help her that way as just a little extra, right? Okay, well, I did that. Sometimes she'd tip me, sometimes she wouldn't. It wasn't no big deal. Well, what happened was I didn't know this until 2 or 3, 4 weeks after this had happened. It was a big deal. Her husband had fell out a deer tree stand and broken his hips, pelvis. Oh gosh, I messed him up. And he was in a wheelchair, and there, in a heartbeat, like could happen to any of us, he was out of his job. Well, he couldn't do it. And in there it left her, the X-ray technician, which don't make a ton, with the 3 kids, the house that had been, wasn't that old, had been built. Sure, there was a mortgage. And I got a message from her. I believe it was on Facebook. It just said, or a text. It said, Missy, I have been trying my best to keep you because you helped me so much. She said, but this has happened and there's no way I can keep paying you to come clean my house. And I was just like, oh my God, I didn't know this had happened. And then I saw something on Facebook where a couple of churches were doing benefits. It was just, they were struggling. And I didn't even know it. And she ain't even said nothing to me. And I don't know where Doug, that was the husband, might have been on the days I come clean. But anyway, she had said, actually, you know what? Before she let me go, probably a couple times, he was there in his wheelchair. Yes, and I had to clean around on this, that, and the other. So I knew this was going on. So anyway, she told me I'm just not going to be able to keep you. It just first thing that came to me was, she really needs your help, Misty. So I just said, well, I would love to. I can't financially contribute to your fund, but I could come clean for you, every 2 weeks like normal, and just don't worry about the charge. I'd love to do that to help you for a while." And so she just she didn't know if she could even accept that, but I was like, "Real surely, I wanna do it." And so I did that. Every 2 weeks, I go clean her house, and wouldn't be no check laying on the counter for me. And so what happened was I did it a couple times, right, every 2 weeks, and it seems like it's about maybe the 3rd or 4th time I had went to clean her house for free. Like I said many times, I had another house to get to and another house. This thing would come on me to, I don't know, skimp out on some of the things I used to do when I was getting a check from her. Because I thought, I'm doing this for free. She's gonna appreciate anything I do, and I really need to hurry and get to my paying jobs. Know what I mean? And something came to me, y'all, that was like this. It was a thought in my mind. It said, "No, you need to clean her house as if she were paying you. You need to keep cleaning her house as if there were a check laying on that counter for you when you got done." Because little things I was gonna skimp on was cleaning the inside of the microwave. Didn't look that bad. And I'd always take the turn plate out, wash it, wipe out. I would always do that loaded to laundry, like I said. Just these little extra things. And it just the human natural thought was, I really need to get to my paying houses. She's gonna appreciate anything I do. It ain't gonna bother her if I don't do this laundry or clean inside the microwave or, things like that, like I used to. And she probably wouldn't have, y'all. But this is what I mean about learning lessons through whatever season of life you're in, if we can just recognize them. And that lesson to me was just about integrity, just about what you're doing when nobody's looking, just about what was my motivation and intention for cleaning her house for free. I don't know. I mean, it was just about all this kind of thing. And so I slowed it down and made it a point to clean that house as if I had a check waiting on me. So while it might have looked like I did a good deed for her, somehow her situation was a good deed unto me because it taught me something, you know? I know that was a long story and I hope somebody might understand the point of it, though I don't really understand the point of it. It's just, I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying there's little gifts coming at us. And sometimes the wrapping paper tool is very undesirable, maybe even scary, fearful, terrible. But I'm finding there's a lesson in it all. If we can just take a moment to sit with it, think about it, examine it. Did that little situation come to change me? Maybe humble me? Maybe cause me to be a less selfish person? Maybe to cause me to be a little kinder of a person? Maybe that physical illness came to slow me down a little bit, help me to stop and smell the roses, realize what's really important in life. I don't know. I don't know. It's noisy. But so that's just a little bit I thought I would share this morning. A little bit of few things I feel like I'm learning. Usually it's hindsight, they say hindsight's 2020, I believe that. Looking back. It can be hell when you're walking through it, right? You know. There ain't no light at the end of this tunnel. But we're always passing through. It's always this too shall pass. And let a little time come between that bad circumstance, and there's always healing in the time. I don't think it quite erases things, but it always brings healing. With the time comes healing. And so these just are little things I'm thinking about. And I hope something that came out might have been a benefit to somebody or an encouragement to somebody. Uh, Otherwise, my lessons are only benefiting me. But I hope maybe one of them might benefit somebody else, help them out. Oh, I'll share this last one. I'm in a season of a teenage girl that's very hormonal, very moody. We all know teenagehood is a selfish stage of life. And, but I'm learning. I'm being chiseled and changed by her rudeness sometimes, by her lack of appreciation sometimes, by her selfishness, by her little smart comments to me. It's practice for me to overlook offenses. Very good practice. Though it's so hard sometimes and I don't do a good job at it, that's what I see this time as with her. It's so much practice to overlook offense. We're told to do that. And we know that love covers. True love will cover wrong. It won't expose it and put it on display, exalt that. True love will cover, look past, forgive, you know. And so just this season of life with my baby, who's about to be 16 and a baby no more, hard as it is, y'all, how unappreciated I feel sometimes. How sometimes her words will cut me till I have a tear. But it's just practice. This too shall pass, and I'll be better for it if I let it do its work on me. And if I can be so gifted and blessed to see it in a different light, then it's just a raging hormonal teenager that I could sell their faults. It's a gift unto me. She's serving my growth. That, practice with this, then other people are going to come that's going to be offensive, and I'll be better able to overlook their offenses, and I'll be better able to forgive them, and I'll maybe have learned a little how to love them in a way to cover their wrong and their mess ups and this, that, and other. So, I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and listening. Anybody that comes back might watch this. Well, I just pray that you'll be all right. Whatever your heart needs, I pray it come to you at just the right time. Yeah, that's what I hope for. Thank you so much, Pam. Bless your heart. Thank you for your kind words. And I will see you guys around, okay? I appreciate y'all coming. Come back anytime. Have a good day. Bye-bye.